just like the first time.
What are you gonna do when Michael comes back for you? Because he is coming.
All right, welcome back. It's been a while, I apologize. This is Jess Flicks with Jesse. Gonna go ahead and dive into this Halloween Ends review rant that I'm about to have. I know I was gonna do the entire Halloween series leading up to this. That didn't happen. My apologies for all 5 of you that watch my videos. I do apologize. But I felt it important. I might as well go ahead and do this one. I sat on this one for a bit, and I'm kind of glad I did, and I'll get to why here in a few as I wrap this up. There are going to be some spoilers here, so for whatever reason, if you haven't seen this yet, or frankly any of the Halloween movies, spoilers. I'm going to start by saying that I'm going to go back a little bit to 2018's Halloween, do Halloween Kills, a couple of quick little notes on those as I lead into this. So 2018, I really enjoyed. I thought it was well done. I thought it was a lot of fun. It felt like a Halloween movie. It felt pretty true to the original. It had a lot of the vibes and stuff that you kind of want. I was really, really happy with that one. We can certainly nitpick parts now. We can go back and pick things apart and rag on it and stuff. Of course, you can always do that with a movie. But it wasn't bad. I really enjoyed it. I still watched it. I think it was pretty damn good. Halloween Kills, I will fully admit, is an absolute guilty pleasure movie for me. But damn it, it's stupid. The characters are ridiculously dumb. The dialogue is awful and super overdramatic and just, I don't know, there's so much missed opportunity in that movie. It's cool to see Michael just go apeshit and wreck shop and be Michael. They really built him up in 2018 as being quite a force, but still feeling true kind of to the original still. This one, especially with David Gordon Green repeatedly saying, no, he's a human, he's a man, that's it. But that's not what you show us. There's, you can argue that he would have made it through some of this stuff. I guess, I don't know. I just, it's very confusing, I guess. And I feel like in Halloween Kills, a lot of the stupidity from the characters came from the fact that they wrote themselves into corners constantly and had no way to write themselves out or didn't put the effort into it or didn't go back and work things out, whatever it might be. And by getting out of these corners, they just made the characters as dumb as possible. And it was repetitive. The dialogue was so... I have a theory on this. I do believe... And I'll say this about 2018, one of my biggest criticisms was the Dr. Sartain character. It's kind of the replacement for Loomis. And Loomis was always Michael Myers' hype man. You know, he added so much to those movies because he was the one building up how bad Michael really is. But he died in 2018, of course. One of the gnarlier kills in that movie as well. But without him and without Loomis, they wanted to give that dialogue to apparently everybody else. So everybody in these movies talks like Loomis, and it just doesn't fucking work. It just feels stupid. Everybody. The Evil Dies Tonight thing, I'm going to try to only mention it this one time. Okay. It could have worked once, maybe twice, maybe 3 times, maybe. But like, what, 150 times did they say it? And I don't know. I don't know. The town going as crazy as they did, as fast as they did. Just, I don't know, man. So much of it just, it didn't feel very genuine. It didn't feel right. And I know it's a horror movie, but I live in Colorado. We've had our share of tragedies here, you know, over the last, you know, well, shit, we can go back 20-something years. I'm not going to name specific events, but we all kind of probably know what I'm talking about. You go to these places, there are not people standing around with fucking pitchforks waiting to lose their ape shit. You know, it's just like, it just doesn't work that way. I don't buy it. I don't feel like these people that make these movies are connected to reality or to real people. Same with Laurie in 2018. I guess, you know, oh, she's a strong character and that she's a strong, you know, no, she's not. She's somebody that had an event, horrible, sure. You know, I had a couple friends get killed and was stalked by somebody, but we probably all know people that have been through a lot. People, vets, you know, war vets and things that have been through way worse shit. And they don't make their entire life like as a hermit. And I mean, I'm just saying, I just don't buy a lot of this stuff. I didn't dig it. Didn't dig the approach. Anyway, so moving on from that stuff, on the point at hand here, Halloween Ends. I'm gonna say this right now. First time I watched it, it was late at night. It wasn't supposed to come out till Friday, and I watched it Thursday night. It came out early on Peacock. I was pretty excited. I was excited to see the movie, and I enjoyed it. You know, the first time through, I was like, oh, that's cool. And I think it was the following day or the day after I talked to my brother, and he hated it, and I absolutely respect that opinion. But I was trying to defend it, and I couldn't. Like, I was trying to pinpoint what I enjoyed about it, and I really couldn't. I think it was just my hype that made me enjoy it. There's some stuff, there's some things in it I think that were good. Acting wise, I'd say, especially coming off of Kills, there was a lot, you know, I think it's one of the best versions of Laurie we've gotten. We actually finally got to see Allison do something, be something, no matter how stupid her character might have been, in my opinion. What's his name? Rohan Campbell, the dude who played Corey, despite the character and everything else, I thought he did a good job. I thought he was a good actor. But yeah, I was trying to defend it, and the more we talked about it, it was just so much easier to like say, well, this is stupid. Why they went this direction? Why we would build up in this trilogy to the epic conclusion, and then it was you know, the marketing campaign was the final showdown. Granted, we get that, but it really felt like a tacked on ending to me. It really did. It was 100% Christine. And I know it's been brought up before the movie came out that was a big inspiration. Just fucking remake Christine. Don't try to turn Halloween into Christine. They didn't know where they were going with this. That's clear. I get that now. I still don't understand what they were doing with Michael. For starters, they could have, I think a cool opening would have been to show us, like, not only how did Michael Myers get back into the house to kill Karen at the end of Kills, but how he got out and how he got away and then how he vanished, okay? He didn't leave town. He just went down to, like, you know, under the bridge. Do they not have police dogs and shit in Haddonfield? Because I don't buy that. I don't believe that after somebody kills half your town, you're just going to kind of look around a little bit and give up. They'd have found his ass. There's no way you're going to tell me, after all he's been through, a fire, he's got blood all over him from multiple people, including himself, that dude, you could probably smell from a block away, okay? And a police dog couldn't track this dude down? Anyway, okay, so I'm going to bounce a little over the place because I'm scattered and I'm angry. Laurie, 40 years after, what was it, 2 friends, maybe 3? I don't know if Bob was her friend. Anyway, some friends got killed, all this. I mean, of course, yeah, it's terrible and awful and it'd be terrible to move on from. But 4 years after a much more severe attack from Michael Myers, much more directed attack when he actually got to her house and they really went to town on each other, and he killed her daughter, her son-in-law, her granddaughter's boyfriend, stabbed her. She was way more wounded than she was in the first one, right? But she's okay now. Like, she was able to wash it away and grow now, I guess. I don't know. That didn't seem balanced to me at all either. I figured she'd be way worse off after the events of, you know, the 2018 and Kills. Anyway, sorry, heater kicked on. I apologize for any background noise. I'll try and speak up. It's cold. And just the approach of the movie, man. Why you would go this route as the epic conclusion of your trilogy befuddles me, like, to no extent. And then, like, and this is what I was saying earlier when I said I'm kind of glad I held off on talking about this until now, is because, you know, stuff's come out. You had David Werger in interviews, you had Rohan Campbell interviews. Jamie Lee Curtis has been saying since before the movie even was shot that it's going to piss people off, and it's like, why would you do that? You know, quit being a pretentious bunch of assholes. John Carpenter came out and said he doesn't care, you know, what people think, and it's like, look, you're not making an indie movie. You're making, you know, the epic conclusion of a huge franchise that has been around for 40 plus years, and I don't know, man. This, like I said, that pretentious nature of what they're trying to act like they're so, oh, well, what we're doing is very sophisticated and we were trying to break them, you know. I appreciate doing something different. I mean, to be fair, we've all seen Halloween movies, but we all knew what we wanted to see in this, and they didn't give it to us. They gave us a love story. They gave us just, I don't know, man. And I liked some of the stuff. I liked, you know, was it Hawkins and Laurie's stuff, and it was very, you know, minor, not enough in it, frankly, for me. They should have made this, like I said again, we didn't see how Michael Myers got away. He should have hit the road, man. He can drive, we've established that. Steal a car, hit the road, murder spree across the country with Laurie, Allison, and Hawkins on his tail. That could have been badass, you know? I mean, something, it would have been different, but it would have been cool. But I'm not a writer. I don't get to make these movies, whatever. Anyway, I know I'm bouncing all over the place. I got so much to say about this, and I'm trying to keep this short because I don't want to drag it out. I don't know, man. Screw them all. You know, I mean, I love John Carpenter. I love Jamie Lee Curtis. I love, you know, all these people. I've grown up my entire life watching their movies, and I'm a huge fan of their work. But separating the art from the artist, and then to have this attitude of, you know, yeah, we knew what we were doing, and I don't know. And then, you know, you got David Gordon Green, who's apparently going into making The Exorcist now, a new trilogy to that, and I could care less. I really don't give a shit about The Exorcist, I'm not gonna lie. The original is what it is. It's a classic. It's never been my jam. I can appreciate it for what it was, but he's like crapping on Willem Franken right now, the original director, who's a badass director, made The French Connection. He's made a lot of really good movies. A much better filmmaker than David Gordon Green, and for him to kind of he made comments and interviews about him, and I don't know, man. I don't have a lot of faith in them. Their writing sucks. I really don't dig what they've done with this stuff. 2018 really was promising. Halloween Kills, despite its mountain of flaws and issues that I have, still felt like a Halloween movie. This one, like I said, I really didn't feel like they knew what they were doing with Michael. They kept telling us he's a human, he's just a man, he's just this and that. They showed us in Kills that he, maybe, but not really. You know, dude's pretty brutal, pretty tough, pretty resilient. If he is a man, that's a big feat. And then in this one, he's just hobbled old man, or wounded, and apparently everything's caught up to him. But then there's the scene where Corey lures the cop. This was one of the Mulaney's, one of the kids from the 70s that picked on Lonnie, I guess. That was a stupid, we set that up for that. Anyway, lures him into the, you know, the cave, the sewer, whatever. Tag teams him with Michael. And when Michael kills him, he does this weird, like, fidgeting thing, like he's getting powers or something. But then he doesn't. And then, I don't know, man. Corey, who gets his ass kicked by a bunch of, I guess, marching band geeks multiple times in the movie, is over. He wrestles Michael down and takes his mask from him. Michael also, at some point after that, like not after that, but he, you know, he's able to hold a girl up against the wall. Sorry, I had a moment there with my camera. You know, hold a girl up against the wall and pin her to the wall. Still super strong. I just don't know. It was really inconsistent, and you know, it was cool to see the final showdown with Laurie and them and Michael and I don't know, man. I don't know. I really don't know what they were thinking when they did this. They had their heads up their own asses, I guess, and that'll be my final word on that. I'm not going to drag this out. I rambled on. This is more of a rant than a review. I clearly, like I said, I thought I liked it, but I tend to hype myself up, and I need to come, you know, not do an initial review on movies, and I'm glad I didn't on this one because I was able to let it set in and think it through. But, yeah. don't really care for it, man. This whole series just went downhill. 2018 was cool. Kills, again, I like the Michael Carnage, but I still think they shit the bed on a lot of that. So that's it. So anyway, I'm gonna do a couple more reviews pretty quick here. Some movies I enjoyed a lot more. So we're gonna start on a sour note and work our way up and do some more fun stuff. I'll catch you guys soon. Take care.